Good morning, Rebels, and welcome back to my life. First of all, spoilers in this video for Star Wars, Harry Potter, and The Lord of the Rings. I missed a vlog yesterday. I don't know what happened. So you get to punish me again. Leave more punishments in the comments and I'll add them to the list. God, we're gonna have a lot of punishment Sundays coming up. I'm getting really close to sending Rebel Yell out to the beta readers, and shortly after I do that, it's going to be available for pre-order in hardcover, which is my first hardcover book ever. I'm actually very excited. Can't wait to hear what the beta readers think. I can't wait to show you guys the cover. I hope you guys are really going to enjoy this book. My pool of beta readers is amazing. I've got a lot of longtime readers, a few professional editors, and some good friends of mine who are just like really socially conscious on issues that I'm talking about in Rebel Yell. And one really important thing to me in the book was making sure that all of the characters are super well-rounded and developed so that you get like everything about them. Like the kind of antagonist of the book, I analyzed her and analyzed her and analyzed her so that by the end you understand why she did everything that she did. Now, of course, I always try to do that with all of my books, but it was particularly important for me in Rebel Yell, and I realized why it was so important during a discussion we had on this week's storytelling podcast. In the middle of the show, one of our live viewers brought up a problem that's present in a lot of fantasy and science fiction, and that's that the villains aren't always particularly well-rounded or developed. And that's true for a lot of our favorite stories. Sauron in The Lord of the Rings is basically just an evil dude who wants to take over the world because he's evil. Lord Voldemort in Harry Potter basically just wants to take over the world because he's a bad guy. So why is this? Well, the most obvious explanation seems to be that in most science fiction and fantasy, you've got a lot there to attract the reader already. You've got dragons or lasers or spaceships or magic, or maybe all of them at once. Dude, magic, laser, dragon, spaceships. Next book. Anyway, with all that awesomeness going on, the reader is less likely to notice if every single character isn't like particularly amazingly developed and complex. But that doesn't mean you can't do it, and when you do it, you can create some of the most memorable characters of all time. In science fiction, who's the most well-known and just best villain of all time? If you said anyone but Darth Vader, get off my internet. Incredible character development, something that every viewer can relate to, and yet he's definitely the villain. And he's bad throughout the entire original trilogy until right at the end when he has a change of heart and saves the galaxy by saving his son's life. Hell yes! But wait a minute, if we go back to Harry Potter, yeah, Voldemort has problems as a character, but there's another villain in the story who's very interesting, who's in a lot more of the books, and who's like one of the most beautifully developed characters of all time. Yeah, I'm talking about Snape. Okay, now before you say, oh, but Snape wasn't really a villain, first of all, spoilers, guys, but that's the point. He was a bad guy right up until the end when he wasn't anymore. Hold on, I'm on a roll. Lord of the Rings has this too. No, not Gimli. He's only a villain because he stole my heart. I'm talking about Gollum. Gollum is a bad guy who shows up intending to kill Frodo, but then agrees to help him because Frodo has the power over him with the One Ring. Then in the end, Gollum betrays Frodo and Sam, but in his betrayal, he does the thing that they were trying to do the whole time, which was destroy the One Ring. Bad guy, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy, and then right at the end, he does the thing that enables the good guys to win. Guys, you realize what this means, don't you? Vader, Snape, and Gollum are all the same person. No, but seriously, it's super interesting to me that the best villains from all of our favorite stories aren't the main bad guys. It's the lesser henchman who spends the whole time making the hero's life miserable, right up until the end when they do something without which the hero would lose. And so I guess I have to revise what we said on the podcast. Fantasy and science fiction have epic villains who are incredibly complex and well-developed and beautiful characters. They're just not the first people that you think of. Thanks for watching, Rebels. Today, my dad is getting married, and I am the best man, so tomorrow I will try to show you some of that footage on the vlog, and I will see you then. Bye. Gollum is a bad guy who shows up intending to kill Frodo, but then agrees to help him not because who shows up intending to kill Frodo, but then Gollum is a bad guy who intends... Shit!